Hey, Julia, welcome in. Happy Sunday night. Happy Sunday night, everybody. Ooh, they changed the lighting. Too much sizzle. Hey, Avery Rose, welcome in. Avery Rose, you're feeling scared of Monday. What's going on? Just because of work? Oh, but I get to work with my girls. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I know I had Friday off and Saturday and Sunday was nice. I totally get it. Is it take your girls to work this week? That'll be fun. Do, 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 do. Our lights are going crazy tonight. Let me hit the next one. I think that's the one that we want. Soft lighting. There we go. That's the one we want. We don't want crazy lights. Oh, oh, good, good, good. Oh, that's always fun. It always makes it fun to be able to work with people that you enjoy. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for the room to get filled. Is that Surrey Rose or is that just, no, that's not Surrey. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate that. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for the room to get at least 20 people before. We usually start 10 minutes after or 20 minutes or 20 people inside the room. We'll begin in a bit. How's everybody doing tonight? How was everybody's weekend? I was able to get a lot done this weekend. I cleaned my whole apartment. It's very nice. It feels very clean. It feels very fresh. I got some new titles for tonight. Got our art project ready for Wednesday. Remember, this Wednesday is the midway point between now and Halloween, so we will be doing a Halloween project. I got to sleep in, but I still clean a lot. Oh, nice, Avery Rose. Isn't it feel nice? I cleaned the kitchen and hey, Sonica, welcome in. I cleaned the kitchen and the dining room Saturday, and then this morning I cleaned this room, took everything out, reorganized everything, and then my bedroom. So yes, very. I know. I feel very accomplished too. Oh, you cleaned my room in the living room. Nice. Hey, feral feminist, welcome up, welcome in. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Oh, not the kitchen? Yeah, I had to clean the kitchen because my stove was caked. Hey, Susie, welcome in. We got. We're no longer the night guardian. I love it. Yeah, I had to tackle that kitchen. I took everything out and then just the counters were too much. There was too many dishes around. It's like I can't. Yeah. Yes, laundry. That's always a big one too. Doing good. Our seeds. Oh, nice. Feral feminist doing good. Our seeds are starting to. How fun. What are you guys growing? Oh, I still am, but explaining. Uh, Susie, I love it. Yeah, they need to be in the know. They need to be in the know. Lots of good things. We'll start in a couple of minutes. We'll start in like 4 minutes. We'll begin in a bit. 51.23. That is our goal tonight. Thank you so much for setting our goal. 51.23 likes. Let's see if we can get there or surpass it. Thank you so much. Oh, and it's your first time gardening. How fun. What are you growing? Did you already tell me that? Or did I ask you that already? That's fun though. Fellow Feminist, one of those things that I would really like to do, you know how they have those glass containers that you put just water in and the plant grows in there without dirt and you hang them on the wall? I think that would be so fun. You'll have to tell us, Feral Feminist, how it's going. Keep us updated. Keep us updated on your gardening experience. That little rabbit is bothering me. His face needs to be there. Okay, thank you so much. Aren't they Avery Rose? I love those. They're so pretty. Life is going to be... Hey, life is going to be dysregulated and chaotic, the goal. But I love it. Hopefully everything is going good, Susie. Hey, Hannah, welcome in. Susie, how's everything going with the reconstruction project? The insurance, has the insurance come through for you guys yet? Or are they giving you any issues? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a nightmare. Selena Kyle, welcome in. Miss Selena Kyle. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's it's always a lot to have to deal with. All right, let me go ahead and turn on the main light. Be back. This over here. All right. Okay. Today we went to the library. I was really impressed by this Fontana library that's down the street from my work. I think they redid their whole children's section. Oh, thank you so much for that hat. I really appreciate that, Selena Kyle. Thank you so much. I think they redid their children's section because... Hey, Christina, welcome in. Hey, yeah, New Froggy Books. New Froggy Books, we're going to put those on hold for a bit because the library that I got them at is the one down the street from here. They're closed on Sundays, but I do have the Halloween ones on hold over there, so I'll be getting some Froggy ones. But the one over here in Fontana by my work, they put out a whole bunch of new books. My bag, I got judged. My bag was, I had this whole bag here, guys. I got this whole bag along with several that I had to carry. I could not stop because they had these really nice displays and I was like, I gotta get these. They're really good about, that library is really good about putting new titles out, so I was really excited for that. So, lots of fresh new titles. Yes, Julia. Tons. We did find the Bearstein Bears collection over there. There's some Bearstein Bears that I got that we haven't read. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with the Bearstein Bears. Let me go through the stacks. Let me go through the stacks and then we will begin our reading These are the Bear-Stained Bears that I found. So, we're in for a treat tonight. Hannah, I think they have up to 60. The limit is up to 60. And I went to I went up to the because on my account there's still two books that they haven't checked in yet that have been checked out for a while, and I had to tell the girl that, um, hey Ronnie Graver, welcome in. Is anyone else present or just? Oh, okay. Oh, I hope it doesn't ring. Yeah, sometimes they do. It varies, I think. Um, what was I saying? Oh, and I had to tell the girl about the two books that are still on my account, and she tried to shut me down right away by saying, "Oh, you're gonna have to pay for those." And I said, "No, I'm not, because I came in to talk to you guys about them, and they were not taken out." I said, "Can't you compare the ones that were on my account to the books that are out there?" And she goes, "Oh, okay." So she's gonna call me back. She was getting a little snippy. So I was like, "You need to," because I told my next step was telling her, "Well, I'll go look for the books and then bring them up, and we'll compare it to see if it's the same ones." But I thought that's not my job. All right. Okay. So we're gonna first start with the Bear State Bears trouble at school. Trouble at school. Right, Hannah? I said, I have my life that I have to think about. This isn't just me. I have 40 to 60 other people behind me that are waiting for these titles. I love it. Trouble at school. When a problem at school is kept secret too long, it can grow to a cub thinks that everything's wrong. Thank you, Farrell. I was able to get my Starbucks treat though. I tried that new, it's called the cherry, iced cherry latte, I think it is. It's really good. So it's nice. Though brother and sister bear were usually very healthy, they occasionally caught a cold. So when brother came home from school one day sneezing and wheezing, Mama Bear knew just what to do. She took his temperature, tucked him into bed, and went right to the phone and called Dr. Grizzly. So here we have the Bear-Stained Bears. Brother's coming home all sick. Mom's like, oh no. She tucks him in, takes his temperature, and then calls Dr. Grizzly. Sneezing and wheezing and a temperature of 101, said Dr. Grizzly. Keep him in bed, give him plenty of liquids, and keep him home from school until his temperature is back to normal. Mama followed the doctor's orders, and little by little, brother's temperature began to go down. I feel a little better, he said. May I get out of bed? I'm afraid not, said Mama. The doctor wants you to stay in bed. Wasn't it always nice being a kid and your parents would take care and you could stay home from school? Have your parents serve you. But there's no reason why your stay shouldn't be as pleasant as possible, said Papa. Would you bring up the portable TV? Oh, that's nice of them. So they got a little bar stool there. I'm going to put the TV. The portable had remote control, and pretty soon, Brother was having a fine time switching from one cartoon show to another. When he tired of TV, he got out his comic books, and when he tired of those, Mama brought him his dinosaur collection. There was no doubt about it, except for his sniffles. Brother Bear was having a pretty good time. So when Sister Bear brought home a folder of schoolwork for him, he hardly looked at it. He was much too busy having fun. So he got the TV, And then he got to play or read his comic books and then his dinosaurs. And then Sister Bear brings home a pile of work and he's like, nah, not gonna do it. Thank you so much for the gift, Corey. I really appreciate that. Welcome back, Corey. It's good to see you. How are the kids doing? But while he was at home having fun, his fellow students at school were hard at work. In the classroom where Teacher Bob was teaching a new math lesson, they had learned to add, subtract, and multiply. Now they were learning to divide. On the soccer field, where Coach Bruin was getting the team ready for the big game against Beartown. Cousin Freddie, he called, take brother's place at forward. He's out sick. Yes, sir, said Freddie. This was the chance he'd been waiting for. So life continues on without Brother Bear. Brother Bear's having the time of his life and they're learning division, long division. He's getting replaced in the football team. It wasn't until Brother was all better and ready to go back to school that he remembered the folder of work. Oh well, he said, I'll study it on the bus. But that's where he heard about Freddie and the soccer team. He was so upset he forgot all about studying. So he ended up not doing his work and then thought, well, I'm going to study in the bus on the way to school. But then he got caught up in the news. And it totally distracted him. What in the world is going on here? Mermen do yoga too. If a mermaid can find their perfect stay, anyone can. Booking.com, booking.yeah. Supposed to have no ads. What's going on? When Coach Bruin had extra practice during early gym, Brother became even more upset. It wasn't easy watching Freddie take his place on the team. Yeah, they should have kept him on that high, Virus. Then, when Brother got back to class, Teacher Bob said, I certainly hope you studied that work folder, because we're going to have a quiz. A quiz, said Brother. On what? On division, of course, said Teacher Bob as he handed out the quiz papers. So while he was at home having all the fun, kids were learning. They can't hold him accountable for that, though. That's not nice. Brother might have managed even then. He was good with numbers and might have worked things out if only he'd been able to concentrate. But all he could think about was Cousin Freddie out there kicking field goals while he sat on the bench. So no sweat for him to do long division, but he was more concerned about, hey Victoria, welcome in. He was more concerned about losing his place on the soccer field. The quiz was a disaster. Not only did Brother get every problem wrong, but Teacher Bob wrote on the paper, very poor, must be signed by parent. Brother didn't know which was worse, the soccer mess or the quiz disaster. What would he say to Mama and Papa when they asked him how things had gone at work, at school? He was so busy feeling sorry for himself on the bus ride home that he didn't notice that Sister was coming down with a bad case of the sneezes and wheezes. Very poor. Come on, give that boy a chance. Oh dear, said Mama when she saw Sister. You've caught Brother's cold. Into bed with you. She and Papa were so busy attending Sister that they forgot to ask Brother how things went at school. And he didn't tell them. Look at her. Achoo. He's all sneaking away. Trying to get away. Thank you, Victoria. Same here. And the next morning, when the school bus came, Brother didn't get on the bus. He hid in the tall grass until he hid into the tall grass until the bus was out of sight. The squirrels and bluebirds were puzzled. Brother was usually happy and cheerful, but not this morning. This morning he looked unhappy and angry too. Phooey, brother shouted, kicking a stone. But kicking the stone reminded him of soccer, and that made him even angrier. The bluebirds took off, and the squirrels scattered. Phooey on soccer, he shouted, stomping off through the woods. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Grasshoppers hopped, toads stood, stock still, and pretended they were bumps on a log. Oh, thank you, Jen. This is our spring tree. Every Wednesday we do a project and we put the project on the tree. Project Wednesday. If you're new to the live, please join. We do this Sunday through Friday. So here's Brother Bear. Instead of getting on the bus, he hid over there by the tree because his sister wasn't there. She's sick. And so he stomped off. He was getting all his rage out on those rocks. Phooey on school, brother shouted, stomping out of the woods. Pansies hid their faces. Ladybugs flew away home. And, he said, reaching into his school bag, phooey on division. He had come to the top of the big hill. He took out the quiz, folded it into a paper airplane, and sailed it high into the air. The hill overlooked a swampy, overgrown bog. As brother watched the quiz circle and swoop, he noticed something out of the corner of his eyes. A familiar house at the edge of a bog. Hey, wonderful world, welcome in. Welcome back to, we haven't seen you in a while. So he gets to the cliff, takes the quiz and makes it into an airplane, throws it over the edge. Poor guy. Needless suffering for nothing. Grizzly Gramps was working on a ship model when he heard the knock. Gran was making cookies. They weren't expecting visitors, and they certainly weren't expecting brother, especially during school hours. It didn't take long for the whole story to come out. Gramps and Gram listened quietly as brother told them about catching a cold, the folder of work, the soccer mess, the quiz disaster, the missed bus, and the paper airplane. Come with me, young feller, said Gramps. I want to show you something. Aw. So he heads to his grandma and grandpa's house. Grandma's making cookies. We love her already. Gramps is making something. He's making a toy boat. Enjoying retirement. He tells them, he unloads all his grief on his grandparents. Grandparents are all, those problems, long gone. 3 decades ago. Gramps took brother by the hand and led him deep into the bog. There, he said, that's what I want to show you. It was a very old wagon sunk almost out of sight in the muddy pond. How did it get there? Asked brother. It wasn't easy, said Gramps. I went to a lot of trouble getting that old wagon into this swamp. Then, with a twinkle in his eye, he said, just the way you did getting in over your head at school. Thank you so much for the follow, Shutterbug79. So he takes him into this swamp. The bog is that, and there's this wagon in there. Wants to know how, Brother Bear wants to know how he got it in there, and Gramps tells him he's using it as a metaphor or as an analogy of how he's dug himself so deep into a bog that he can't get out. It happened a long time ago when I took a wrong turn, just the way you did when you didn't study that homework that teacher Bob sent home. Well, instead of admitting my mistake and backing up, I just pushed ahead until I was in so deep there was no getting out. And you lost the wagon? Said brother. Yep, said Gramps, but I learned a valuable lesson. If you find yourself on the wrong road, don't just keep going until you're in over your head. Back up and start over on the right road. How am I going to do that? Asked brother. Oh, I think we can manage. But first, look over there, Gramps said, pointing. There it was, a paper airplane caught in a berry bush. Aw, thank you so much, Selena Kyle. I appreciate that. No matter how bad a shift I have, I always have it. Oh, that's always, I love that. Thank you so much. This is one of those books that I tell you guys that when I was a teacher and I would read it to the kids, I would think to myself, "Oh my God, this is happening to me right now." I like what he tells him, um, but I learned a valuable lesson. If you find yourself on the wrong road, don't just keep on going until you're in over your head. Back up and start over on the right road. Isn't that? Hey, Maria, welcome in. Oh yeah, how was your birthday, Maria? And for those of you who, there was like two other birthdays too over the weekend. How did everybody do their birthdays? What do you think they'll say? Asked Brother later as he bounced along in Gramps' pickup. We'll find out soon enough, said Gramps, pulling to a stop in front of the big treehouse. And let's not forget Gran's bag of cookies. They're her finest. Oh, so he's gonna take him back home. He's gonna advocate for him. Look at little bear. Sweet. I love that truck. It's such a cute truck. Mama and Papa weren't exactly pleased when they heard about the big mess Brother had gotten himself into. But they didn't holler or pound at the table either. Not even Papa. He looked like he might be going he looked like he might be going to when he saw the paper he had to sign. Gramps had tried to flatten it out, but it was still pretty wrinkled. What happened to this? He asked. So there's Gramps. Mama Bear. Get her. Oh, said Gramps. It just sort of got folded a bit. That's when he brought out Gramps' cookies. There were 10 of them. Let's see now, he said. There are 5 of us counting sister, so how many cookies do we each have? 2, of course, said Brother, dividing them up. Don't look now, young feller, said Gramps with a wink, but you've just divided 10 by 5. Is that all there is to dividing? Said Brother. That's all, said Gramps. Come along, said Mama in a no-nonsense voice. Mom wasn't having any part of it. She's like, I'm glad you feel better, but... Where are we going? Asked Brother. To school, Mama said as they got in the car. But it's too late, protested Brother. It's never too late to correct a mistake, Mama said, and off they went. Mom's all about taking care of business, calling the doctor, taking him to school. Brother got to class just in time for a retest. The class hadn't done very well on the division quiz, so Teacher Bob was giving them a second chance. Brother really concentrated and did much better. He did really good, very good. And then I bear at the back of him, fair. And that afternoon, he got a second chance at soccer, too. It was the day of the big game against Beartown, and things weren't going very well. Brother, said Coach Bruin, I want you to go in for Freddie. I don't think he's quite ready for first team. Glad to help, Coach, Brother said as he ran onto the field. You know what they say, it's never too late to correct a mistake. The end. Bears say Bears, trouble at school. Always a good way to start the live. Always a good way. A new, fresh Bears Stay Bears title, which wasn't part of our Bears Stay Bears book collection, but nonetheless was really good. All right, let's take a vote. 1 through 10. What are we giving trouble at school? Hey, Siri, set the timer for 1 minute. Selena Kyle, this, I was telling the group earlier that the library that is in Fontana, looks like they reorganized. They didn't move shelves around, but looks like they reorganized their books. They got a whole bunch of them, new titles, because they had several books that were a whole bunch of books that were new. And then I was looking around and I happened to find the Bear Stain Bears. I found the Bears Say Bears collection. So I got several titles. We even found another anthology. This one's called Stories to Share with Mama Bear. So there's 3 books and there's 3 of them in here about Mom. So I should have saved this one for Mother's Day. Maybe we'll keep it until then. All right, let's see what everybody's thinking. Hannah 10. We're at 16K, 1,000 likes. Julia 10. Let's pour some tea. We are having peach and tamarick tonight. Peach and tamarick. Oh, did we forget to vote? Guys, 1 through 10, what are we thinking? Did we forget to vote? Maria, the butterflies are doing really good. One of them I think we need to release because their wings are a little tattered. The other one's doing really strong. I was waiting for the caterpillars because they were mating the other day, but I think I think it's time to release them. This one right here is the one with the tattered wings. And then the other one's floating at the top, I think. Where did he go? He's in here somewheres. Is he on the floor? Oh, here he is. There's the other one. Right there. And then there's the tattered one. Right there. I don't know which one that is. I think they only last a month. And then they go to butterfly heaven. Okay. Let's see what else we have in the stacks today. We're going to continue our diverse reading titles. This one is called Brush of the Gods. Brush of the Gods. We love a gorgeous end page. This is like a yellowish with some dark, deep colors here. It says, Wu Daisy, 689 to 759, is known as perhaps China's greatest painter and was called the Sage of Painting during the Tang Dynasty, which was the height of classical Chinese civilization. He introduced the concept of depicting movement in figures and their clothing. His figures, scarves billowed, their robes swung, and their hair blew in the wind. Calligraphy was considered the highest art form at the time, but Wu Daisy almost single-handedly changed the way people viewed painting. He was highly praised in poems and essays by his contemporaries, but little has been written about him since. So this must be a story about Wu Daisy. Hey, Tay Wilson, welcome in. Wu Daisy looked at the brush in his hand and felt the soft hairs. They tickled. So this is a story about a painter from the Tang Dynasty. Hey, Renee, welcome in. Soak your brush, said the stern old monk who was his teacher. Let me get this right. Daozi. Daozi lowered it into the little saucer of water, and he held his breath. Grind your ink, ordered the monk. Daozi had not paid attention when their teachers showed them how. Now he watched the other children and copied as best he could. They put a few drops of water on a flat stone and rubbed their ink pebbles one way, then the other. Black tears appeared between the stones. So this is when he first started to learn how to paint. They used the calligraphy pens and they would grind the paint. Imagine having to make your own paint when you wanted to paint. We've got so many varieties now and so many different places to buy them. Sit up straight, urged the monk. Daisy sat up. Hold your breath in line with your nose, said the monk. Daisy stretched his neck so that his head floated like a moon above his brush. Then he looked straight down his nose. Press gently, said their teacher as he showed the class how to draw a smooth stroke from left to right, making a glistening number 1 in Chinese on an old tortoise shell. Calligraphy is the highest of the arts, he continued, slowly writing more numbers in beautiful strokes. It reveals your character. Do it well, and you will bring great honor to your family. Hey, Hannah, welcome in. So here he is learning how the great Daisy learning how to paint with calligraphy. And he's painting on a tortoise shell, underneath the tortoise shell. And it says, do it well and you will bring great honor to your family. At the dip of Daozi's brush, a couple of worms crawled out. Ooh. The boy gasped. What's that? Asked the monk. Worms, said Daozi. Worms? Silence. Your worms are beautiful, but you must learn your characters. So Daozi tried again. This time, blades of grass came from his brush, and the other children giggled. You must try harder, said the monk. Concentration folded Daozi's body into a light little fan. So there he is, trying to learn how to do that painting. Then, with a flick of his wrist, a straight line dropped out like the back of a robe, then curved and squiggled and fell into a hem. I love calligraphy, he cried. That's not calligraphy, the monk sighed. Each day, something new and surprising dripped out of Daozi's hand brush. His straight lines splintered into trees. His hooks caught fish. His dots burst into eyes, then pigs and monkeys. From a stroke, a horse's tail flew by. So he's learning how to paint all these different types of animals and letterings. The boy drew on the walls everywhere, at temples, tea houses, and the silk bazaar. He even drew on the big wall surrounding the city. Dancing peonies, flying Buddhas sewn into the sky, clouds stitched around them. Look how gorgeous this picture is of the Chinese city. The temples. All who saw were amazed. Exquisite, said a lady in a sedan chair. It's a gift, said a nun, bowing low. He has flying sleeves, said the boy with a kite. Indeed, Daisy painted so fast that his sleeves looked like wings spread in flight. So there's his drawings right here. Looks like once he got the hang of it, he picked it up right away. Admirers began to leave coins for the painter they now called flying sleeves. Bowls of rice, fruit, even a chicken. So he would start drawing like crazy and people would leave things for him, donations. Diazo ran to the monastery with their gifts to feed the poor. The monks were very pleased. Well, that was nice of him to do. Every day he painted to his heart's content, with one eye wide open and the other in a dream. He painted so much that he knew not whether the sun was up or down or whether he was standing or sitting. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for the gift. I really appreciate it. It's a very interesting. I like this book for the historical, cultural part of it. The paintings. Seasons passed. The more he painted, the better he got, until one day he painted a butterfly so exquisite and delicate that he couldn't take his eyes off it. The longer he admired it, the more real it looked. Then a wing moved just a little when the wind blew. What? He said. He leaned closer, and suddenly the butterfly rose and floated away like a burnt paper above a fire. "Ayah!" the painter exclaimed. "I must have only imagined I painted it, when in fact a real butterfly had landed there." Quickly he painted another. This time it was a butterfly he knew by name, the majestic leopard lacewing. Its wings glistened in the afternoon light. The boy blinked, the butterfly winked. Before Before he could cup his hand around his beautiful creation, it soared away. "Come back," he shouted. You belong in my painting." But butterflies don't listen. This must be a very like the culture understands some of the drawings or what the insects mean. Quickly he painted a camel and ran to tell the monks. When they returned, it was too gone. "My painted camels are so real they can walk away," he said. The monks shook their heads. "It is better to paint than to boast," said one. They're very humble people, very strict too. I wouldn't last a day in China with the strictness. I'd be like, what? That day, no one left rice or money for Diosy. The great city wall was bare, though people could hear his brush slapping and sweeping against the bricks. Diosy's bird fluttered away. His horses galloped into the mountains. Even his carriages rolled down the street and straight out of town. All that he painted disappeared. Diosy wept. His admirers also vanished, all except the children. Okay, so then all of a sudden the paintings started disappearing. But I wonder why they started disappearing. That kind of came out of nowhere. "His pigeon landed on his head," one beggar child cried. "I can chirp along with his crickets," marveled another. "Chirp, chirp." The children followed Diosy everywhere. Tattered and shoeless, they formed a hedge around their friend. As long as he painted, they forgot their hunger. So here we have him amongst the city dwellers, amongst the people. Or as J.D. Vance would say, amongst the peasants. Years passed, the crowds grew, and the children brought their own children to marvel at Diosy's work. Inside the central gate of the Temple of Renewed Virtue, people came rushing in when he painted the halo on a Buddha. They gasped when his brush swept with the force and brilliance of a comet. Right? Our vice president. Look at those gorgeous illustrations. Very vibrant. Yes, very vibrant colors. You have all the people watching. In the inner hall, Daozi painted 5 dragons whose scaly armor moved in flight. In temples throughout the city, waterfalls spilled from imagined mountainsides. Ah, someone cried, this man is no ordinary painter. He holds the brush of the gods. I love it. Look at those dragons. Are those amazing? Look at these colors, teals and oranges and blues. Very vibrant. And look at these faces here. Daozi. One day, the emperor himself came. Upon seeing the 5 dragons, he drew his sword. At the peonies, he bent and sniffed. From the gushing water, he drank. Master Wu, the emperor finally said, I shall give you an entire wall of the palace on which to paint a grand masterpiece. No one may see it until you are done. It was the greatest honor Daozi could imagine. He bowed deeply. But a masterpiece takes many years to create. By the time the mural was finished, the great artist had grown old. It's almost like the painting of the Vatican, the Basilica, with the roof. I forgot what the names of that are. But he had painted it for such a long time, he grew old. At last, the royal unveiling ceremony began. An orchestra of 700 instruments played. The Sistine Chapel, that's what I'm thinking about. Sounds very similar to the Sistine Chapel. Isn't that a cool picture? All the people dancing. It's very similar almost to like the Vatican, the opening there of the Vatican where you've got all the pilgrims that go and meet the Pope. When the drapery was pulled away, mountains pierced holes into the sky. Bamboo swayed and birds flew. Horses galloped in the distance. There were 9,999 things to behold. The painting was as brilliant as fresh fallen snow. The crowd fell silent. The emperor bowed, and the moon wept. Drenched in the moon's silver tears, the master painter added a shimmering archway and cried out in a loud voice, "It is paradise. Follow me." Hey, Dad TL Cubs, welcome in. Yeah, love that word. Touching fingers. Hold my hair. Dad TL Cubs, yeah, we're talking about this mural here that this guy painted. He painted it until he was old. It sounded like the guy who was painted the Sistine Chapel. And before anyone could move, the man with the brush of the gods walked straight into his painting and disappeared. There he is walking in. Yes, this is really good art. And we learned some Asian traditions, ancient Chinese secrets. It says, legend has it that Wu Daozi never died. He merely walked into his final painting, a landscape commissioned by Emperor Xuanzang, and disappeared. The work, painted on a palace wall, did not survive. The year of Wu's disappearance varies. Sometimes it is given as 759, sometimes 762 or 792. The uncertainty being further proof, they say, that he cheated death. The end. Brush of the gods. This is a really good cultural children's book with very, can I say, it's very historical, but just gives you little bits of history, not too overwhelming. Really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we love a good children's cultural book. Mm-hmm. Taya, yes, very fascinating. All right, let's take a vote. We started the live with the Bears Staying Bears, Trouble at School, Baked Beans and Frankfurts. Love that handle name. Baked Beans, are you new to the live? Demi. And then 2, Brush of the Gods. Let's take a vote. He has amazing cultural children's book. Oh, Demi. Who's Demi? I haven't heard of that before, Baked Beans. Let's take a vote. 1 for Bears Stay Bears, and then 2 for the Brush of the Gods. Maria, 2. Hannah, 2. Oh, thank you. Okay, author. Okay. Carrie Lindsay, 1. Hey, Prince Airflip, welcome in. Feral Feminist, 2. Dad TL Cubs, 2. Taya, awesome. 2. 1 is a classic, yes. Jody, 2. Dad TL Cubs, we haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been? You haven't been bi-coastal. I missed the first one, not eligible to vote. Oh, okay. Baked beans, 2. Let's set the timer for 1 minute so that we can reach our goal of, I think it was 52. What was our goal for tonight? Hey Siri, set the timer for 1 minute. Thank you, Lauren, for the gift. I really appreciate that. Tonight we're drinking peach and tamarick. Peach and tamarick. Oh, I've been around usually the 11 for me, less going on. Oh, okay. Susie, 51.23. Yeah, 51.23 is our goal for tonight. Let's see if we can hit it. Thank you so much for that heart kiss. I really appreciate it. Hey, John, welcome in. Remember that this Wednesday is Project Wednesday. It is the halfway point between it now and Halloween. Guys, we're almost there. We have, because of the monies that we were given, our live bank account is still full. We still have a lot of monies. We were able to buy some new tubs at Michael's for organization because we needed one for our glitter. Our glitter collection is getting out of control. So we're able to buy these really nice tubs for $2.99. Thank you to for the gifts that you guys give and donations. We were able to put our puffy paints in this tub here. And then we were also able to buy some tacky spray. We're going to be using this for our project on Wednesday. You guys are going to love it. We're going to be making pumpkins out of yarn because it's Halloween. So we're going to be reading Halloween titles on Wednesday. What else? Oh. We also set up the so starting in May we're going to be changing over from spring to our camping theme. We have our tent set up and ready. I was testing out the new view that we're going to have. So we're going to have our reading tent up. We're going to shift away from window and then we're going to have the big screen on, the TV screen on with the moon in the background. I got it the angle perfect. So we're going to have the tent and then you'll see the moon in the back. Guys, it's going to be so much fun. Right, Renee? Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of fun in store. May should have just listened. Team member? No, not going to be in the team member. No, not going to be in the tent. I'm going to be on the side. I'm going to use the inside of the tent for storage, so we could put our books in there, and then our what do you call it? We can put all the craft stuff in there. Yeah, it's going to be really fun. What state are you in? It's nice. Jody, I'm in California. This is the West Coast feed. So if you're in the West Coast, it's 7 o'clock right now. I'm sorry, this is the East Coast feed. The East Coast, it's 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 o'clock over on the East Coast right now. It's about to be 11 o'clock. We put the East Coast to bed first, then we take a break, and then we come back for the West Coast feed. Yeah, lots going on. A lot of things going on. Gotta keep it exciting. Gotta keep it fresh and new. 10:57 is okay. The Eastern Standard Time. All right, Sarah, it's 11 o'clock. Oh, okay. In South Florida. Okay, yeah. You're on the East Coast feed. I remember making tents when chairs and blanket. Renee, right? Wasn't that fun? Oh, and you're in Iowa, Jody. Oh, nice. So you're probably coast, right? So you're 2 hours ahead. 7, 8, 9. So is it 9 o'clock over there right now? About to be 10? Mm-hmm. Team Emmerich, yeah. They're gonna love it. They're gonna want to be in there. Maybe I'll put their blankets in there so that way they can sleep in there. Oh, Central Time? Okay, Carrie Lindsay. All right. So we have 2 people from Iowa. Nice. We have a good mix of the United States in here tonight. Putting the United States to sleep one time zone at a time. Jody Sharon, I'm in Iowa too. Oh, fun. I love it. We have 2 Iowans in here. And we had some people from Minnesota earlier. Yeah. Uh-huh. Waterloo. Okay. So we did serious. Now let's get back into some fun. This one's called The Missing Pairs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm in California. Lisa Brown in California. So those of you who are in the West Coast right now, this is the East Coast feed. You're allowed in here, but just know that the West Coast, we start the West Coast feed at 9. So there's 2 lives. Okay. We're putting everybody in the East Coast to sleep right now. The Missing Pairs. I think what really attracted me to this book were the illustrations in here. Look at how pretty that. When you get an end page like this, you know it's going to be a top-notch illustrator. Because they're giving you a lot. Not just a little, they're already giving you a lot. The Missing Pairs. Isn't it, Sarah? It's really pretty. The illustrations on this one. The author, Yvonne Eilingson. She is the illustrator and the author. Hey, Wild Faith, welcome in. What's up, Fox? Said Bear. So here's Fox. Look at this gorgeous red. Look at that red color. Isn't that pretty? So there you got a tree. Inside the tree, looks like you got an owl. There's Bear. There's a dog running loose with a red balloon. There's some porcupines, a family of porcupines. Looks like they got apples on their backs there. A little mouse with some falling leaves. Lost. Call Fox. I've lost my sock, said Fox. Look, I have one bare claw. Are you cold? Asked Bear. So he's looking for his lost sock. He's got a striped sock here. My toes are cold, said Fox. I need 2 socks. I need a pair. So he put up a lost and found to call Fox. Look at his little feet. Isn't it, Sarah? It's so sweet. You got the little rabbit flying a kite in the background there, and the tape. Oh, I know where to go, said Bear. I'll tow you. So instead of making him walk, he made a little box and he's going to drag him around. He's got his there's a lost balloon. Call little bear, call fox, and then call squirrel. Hello there, said Fox to Hare. I've lost a sock and I need a pair. Do you have a spare? I've lost a sock and I need a pair. So somebody else has lost one. Yeah, Renee, this one, the illustrations on this one are gorgeous. It really sells it. Lost. Call Hare. Oh, he's lost a mitten. No, Fox, said Hare, and look, I've lost my mitten and have one bare paw. I need a pair too. Look at him showing his paw. Not the best. Jump in my box, Hare said. Jump in my box, Hare, said Fox. Bear knows where to go. Apparently, Bear knows where to find these pairs of socks and mittens that are lost. Hello, Badger, said Fox. We're missing our sock and mitten pairs. Do you have any spares? Asked Hare. There's Badger. Everybody seems to have lost something. No, and look, said Badger, I've lost my boot and have one bare foot. I need a pair too. They're going to have a whole kitten caboodle full of animals looking for their... Renee, my dryer eats my socks, right? I know, I have a whole drawer of unmatched socks. No idea where they went. Hop in my box, Badger, said Fox. Bear knows where to go. Look at this sweet face. That big tail, big bushy red tail. Almost there, said Bear. So they're going to go up this hill. I think this is where they're going to find those pairs of socks. No, 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 no. Not pair, Bear. Pair. Not pair. So he took them to go get pears. They said, no, no, no. Not pair, Bear. Pair. Not pair, asked Bear. Hey, it was worth a shot. Now we'll never find them, said Fox, and I love my socks. I love my mittens, said Hare. I love my boots, said Badger. I love pears, said Bear. Oh, Bear. Uh-oh. Ah! He let go of the string and now they're falling in the cart. Not funny. Help, Bear. Watch out. Look out. He relaxed one moment and down they went. Not only did he take them to the wrong place, but he let go and down they went the hill. Wait, are those our missing pairs? Share. Oh, looks like they went over the other side of the hill and there's all the extra pairs of clothing of the dog. Share. Aw. They found all of their pairs. They've got their shoes, their mittens, their kites, and their balloons that were missing. Hey, Spooky. Welcome in. And gorgeous end page. The and the missing pairs. Lost call badger, lost call fox, lost call hare. Okay, let's take a vote. Let's take a vote. You guys are getting really good titles tonight. You guys are getting really good titles tonight. We started the live with Trouble at School, the Bears and Bears. Brush of the Gods, 2. And then the missing pairs, 3. Let's take a vote. What do you guys think? We're almost at our goal, 44.9. Thank you guys so much for the 44.9 likes. You guys are doing an amazing job. Julia, 3. Renee, 3. Maria, 3. Susie, 3. Wild Faith, 3. Hannah, 3. I Don't Know, 3. Carrie Lindsay, 3. I love the last one. Didn't get to see the other. Oh, okay, Sarah. Yeah, that last one was really good. It was a good title. A good one. Let's set the timer for 1 minute. Hey, Siri, set the timer for 1 minute. All right. While we do that, let's look in the stats and see what we have. Let's look in the stacks. Let's see if we have anything new in this one. Oh, this one looks like a really good one. You guys might get a 5th title tonight because this one looks really good, but it's kind of short. I keep getting filtered, but wanted to say thank you for always helping. Aw, you're welcome. NK97. Yeah, this is our Sunday night scaries. We're all getting ready to go back to work. Oh, you're insomnia. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's tough. We have a couple of people in here who are on the East Coast that come to the 9 o'clock one, the 12 o'clock one, because they have insomnia. So if you're still up, we'll be on at 12 o'clock your time. Yeah. This one is called If I Were. I don't know what's up with this fireplace tonight. I did the no ads, and it keeps coming up with a commercial. We love a good end page. Feral Feminist, this is like your plants that you're growing indoors. I'm in Florida, I'll definitely be later on too. Sleep has been tough. Oh, okay. NK97. Oh, zoom, please. Yes. Yeah, this one looks really good, Spooky. It's a very spring-esque title. If I Were. Look at how pretty that is. We love a good spring scenery. We love a good spring scenery, especially if it's in children's literature. If I were a tree, my branches would dance to the sound of the wind. If I were a tree, my branches would dance to the sound of the wind. All these varied varieties of trees. Yes, we love a good emoji. NK97, we love a good emoji. Aren't these, Hannah? It's really cool, huh? Yeah, Sarah, I was just thinking about that as a wallpaper. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Like an accent wall would be amazing. If I were the wind, my breeze would carry seeds to the desert. Look at that yellow. If I were the wind, my breeze would carry seeds to the desert. A desert scene with the camel. If I were a desert, I'd play with the dunes to build sandcastles. Guys, look at how pretty that is. An owl. Looks like it's indoors, but it's the nighttime. It's like a silhouette of a castle. And the starry sky. If I were a desert, I'd play with the dunes to build sandcastles. Very stunning, yes. I love that they did orange and purple. An orange and purple combination. If I were sand, I'd be kissed by the ocean waves on the beach. We love turtles. It's like an aerial view of the beach. The turtles walking into the water. Look at that cascading. Isn't that beautiful? If I were the ocean, I'd sing with the whales. We have this school of whales. We love. Yeah, very pretty colors. It's like a filter. It's like a blue or a purple filter over it with purple stripes through it. Yeah, it's a gorgeous page. If I were a whale, I'd be a whale as white as the salt. If I were a whale, this is an interesting picture because I'm trying to figure out what it is. If I were a whale, I'd be a whale as white as the salt. Oh, now I see it. Oh, okay, there's the eye. There's the mouth. And then here's the nose. Yeah, I was like, what is this? And these are all like the little fish, I think, that are swimming by the big, enormous whale. Do you guys see that? Yeah, there's the eye. And there's the mouth right here. The teeth. The big snout. If I were salt, I'd salt the grass that feeds the deer. Yeah, this is a gorgeous one. Right, Feral Feminist? Yeah, it's very creative. I was like, what is this? If I were salt, I'd salt the grass that feeds the deer. Yes, right, Hannah? I'm thinking about them under me in a little boat. Yes, imagine. If I were a deer, I'd adorn my antlers with colorful birds. Oh, look at how pretty that is. If I were a deer, I'd adorn my antlers with colorful birds. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I saw a deer out of my kitchen window last night at sunset. That never happens. Oh, how fun. Yeah, NK's 97, they're really pretty. Feral Feminist, even in the summertime, or in general, you don't see that? Yeah, HMIC, yes, very pretty. Yeah, the entire one. I was looking right. How funny. If I were a bird, I'd be a hummingbird. Another gorgeous purple page. Another gorgeous purple page. We have whitetail. Oh, how pretty. How fun. I love how diverse your guys' neighborhoods are. My backyard is cornfield and we don't see them very often. Interesting. Yeah. The little bird. Isn't that pretty? Oh, they don't get that close to your house. Oh my god, I have backyard deer pets. We have them all over here. Oh, Hannah, interesting. If I were a hummingbird, I'd kiss the flowers. We love a good red pop of color. color. So here's the hummingbird, the little eye, and its little beak. This is the flower. Isn't that gorgeous? Getting in the way of the presentation. Look at how pretty the little bud is here with a little beak inside.
Hey guys, I just found an amazing digital marketing expert.
We don't care. But this is such a gorgeous picture. I live on a mountain in the country. We see them crossing the street. Aw, thank you so much, Baked Beans. I really appreciate that. Crossing the street at least once every 2 months. We have fruit trees and bushes in our backyard, and they eat the fruit, and we don't. Oh, you don't get much for you guys. Right? I don't care. I don't know. Uh-huh. It's when they are on the road. First thing I taught my daughter to drive. Watch for deer. Oh, yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, just really. I know. They're ruining the mood. My sleepy vibe. I love it. If I were a flower, I'd wash my petals with morning mist. Oh, look at the little ladybugs. If I were a flower, I'd wash my petals with morning mist. If I were a mist, I'd go up to the sky and become a cloud. The pink birds. This blue tree. This is so pretty. If I were a cloud, I'd rain on the forest trees. Look at this deep purple. But since I am neither a cloud, mist, flower, bird, deer, whale, nor an ocean, sand, or desert, I will plant seeds for trees to grow and thus dance with the branches to the sound of the wind. So it's almost like beginning or ending where we began. Where's the beginning at? Right here. And then we see the person at the end there. My boyfriend just got home from work and I sent him to the other room because and K97, I love it. Yeah, Renee, this is a gorgeous book. Isn't it a gorgeous book? The end. And we get this gorgeous end page here. And there's the author, Pilar Lopez Avila, lives in Spain, Caracas. She received her doctorate in veterinary science from the university. Wow, look at her. And this end page. The end. If I were... Yeah, this was a good one. This is a good one. All right, let's take a vote. Let's take a vote. We started with Trouble at School, 1. And then Brush of the Gods, 2. 3, The Missing Pairs. And then 4, If I Were. Let's take a vote. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 4. NK97, have you read Chickaboo? I love it. I know which one you're talking about. I don't think we have. I don't think we've read that one. Chickaboom Boom. Mm-hmm. Should get that one at the library. Wild Faith 3, Julia 4, NK97 4, Baked Beans, and Frankfurters 4. 4 is so relaxing. Wasn't it? It was a good one, huh? We love that one. Sarah, I only saw 2, but I saw 3. Oh, okay. HMIC 4. I used to love that one. It's the one that with the palm tree and the letters for God. Yes, it's the one with the palm trees. I can see the picture of the cover of the book in my head. City Children's Library for me. Oh, baked beans. Were you? Oh, fun. I love going to the library. Our libraries, the two libraries, there's one by my school, by my job, and then there's one by my in my neighborhood. Um, I always want to ask the one in Fontana, who's the person that's in charge of ordering the books, because they do a really good job there. Baked beans is does it vary? Does it vary per library? Oh, do you, Taya Wilson? That's so funny. I can read Chicka Chicka Boom without the book. Oh my god, that is too funny. Mhm. Collection development or libraries. Oh, okay. And pages of wallpaper. Yes, Sarah. Yeah, we had a good. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think the Fontana one is in a low socioeconomic area, so I think that's why they get a lot of funding. They get a lot of funding, I think, for books because they just recently got a ton of them. The one over here, which is the neighborhood that I live in, they've got a good selection, but not as good as the Fontana one. All right, tonight, since those ones were kind of quick, we're gonna choose. We're gonna read a fifth title. You guys get a fifth title tonight. Those of you who are the OGs who have been around, and those of you who are new, we rarely get a fifth title. We rarely get a fifth title. When um, there's when the books are really short, we have to even it out. Yeah. Today we're gonna read Bear's Winter Party. Bear's Winter Party. Yes, spooky. So am I. Yeah. It's I had Friday off, so I had a lot of energy, so I was able to get a lot done today. So I got a lot of books at the library. Yes, a fifth title. All right, so when we open this up, we get this gorgeous end page. This would be another great idea for a wallpaper in somebody's actual study or in a library. Bear's Winter Party. Bear lived in a forest on the side of a mountain. He felt at home among the trees. He nibbled on sweet wild berries. He sipped cool water from the stream. And he breathed in the fresh mountain air. Wouldn't that be a great wallpaper? I agree. Look at that. It's beautiful. It would be even cool if it was like a shinier kind of color to it. Or a baby's room. Yes, I agree. Okay, we're going to have to turn that off because that ain't working with our aesthetic here. All right. So here's Bear. He lives in the side of a mountain. There's Bear there. These are like watercolors. Hey, Sassy Garbage Can, welcome in. Welcome in. We love a good watercolor treatment. Bear loved living in the forest, but sometimes he got lonely. Oh, there's Bear. Look at these illustrations. These are great. When Bear picked berries, deer ran and hid deep in the woods. When Bear fished in the stream, Beaver slapped his tail and dove underwater. When Bear collected hazelnuts and honey, Chickadee flew to the top of the tallest tree. Squirrel scurried into her nest, and Hare hopped away, and Fox slipped into his burrow. Oh, all the forest friends, all afraid of Bear. And when Bear would come and find something to eat, everybody would take off running. Oh, look at how pretty, though, how they did this illustration. It's like transparent, and they drew the eyes. And then you've got, that's a good way, a very creative way of filling that page up with all the animals. You guys are getting really good illustrations tonight. Really good illustrations tonight. Wherever he went, Bear heard the other animals talking about him. He's so big, said Squirrel. His claws are so long, said Hare. His teeth are sharp, said Deer. His voice makes a rumbling sound, said Chickadee. Bear spent the summer by himself. In the fall, he was still alone. I wish I had a friend, he said. They're all right, right, Sassy Garbage Can. Yeah, very beautiful illustration. There they are all talking about Bear. They're all having a good time in each other's company, and Bear all by himself. Bear saw that the days were growing short and the air was getting chilly. It was almost time for his long winter sleep. I need to go do something now, he said. Bear got to work. He made invitations. Come to my winter party, they said. Then he delivered them, one for Deer deep in the woods, one for Beaver near the stream, one for Fox at his burrow, and another for Chickadee high up in the tree. He left the last ones for Hare and Squirrel outside their homes. Aw, so before he goes to hibernate, he's just going to give it one last try. He wrote everybody a letter inviting them to his winter party. We love that. Bear hurried back to his den. He swept the floor. He hung up evergreen bows on his front door. He decorated his walls with sprigs of holly and bright red berries. He roasted hazelnuts and made trays of huckleberry tarts and honey ginger cookies. Then he lit a fire in the fireplace and set a lantern in the window. Last of all, he brewed a big pot of spiced cranberry tea. He was ready. We love Bear. Hey, Magali, welcome in. Look at all the things that he got ready. He decorated his walls with sprigs of holly and bright red berries. He roasted hazelnuts and made trays of huckleberry tarts and honey ginger cookies. Then he lit a fire in the fireplace and set a lantern in the window. Last of all, he brewed a big pot of spiced cranberry tea. They better show up. They better show up. Bear looked out the window. He saw the snowflakes were falling and the afternoon was growing dark. No one is coming, he said sadly. When he had almost given up hope, Bear saw Deer peeking out from behind a tree. With him were Beaver and Fox. Chickadee, Hare, and Squirrel were there too. What will they do? Bear wondered. Aww. Look at how sad he is. And there they are all hiding. Come on, guys, hurry up. All that good food. Chickadee was brave. She flew to the window of Bear's den. She peeked in and saw how warm and beautiful it was. Let's go in, she called to the others. Slowly, very slowly, the animals crept closer to the den. When they finally got to the door, Beaver knocked. Just a tiny knock. We're here for the party, he said in a small voice. Come in, said Bear. I'm so glad to meet you. Aww! They all decided to show up, and look at how happy he is. Fox, Hare, Chickadee, Squirrel, Deer, Beaver, Squirrel. Isn't that fun? All the animals squeezed inside. Bear passed around bowls of roasted hazelnuts, honey ginger cookies, and huckleberry tarts. He poured cups of spiced cranberry tea. Would anyone like seconds? He asked. At first, the animals were quiet, but one by one they began to talk. These nuts are delicious, said Squirrel. May I have another cup of tea? Asked Hare. Fox said, I didn't know bears could bake. Bear smiled. I love to bake, he said. Would you like another cookie? I love this book. He's entertaining everybody. Everybody's all happy. Food makes everybody happy. Food is the great equalizer. If you're quiet, if you're shy, if you don't want to be there, just bring out a plate of food and everybody will be happy. Food makes everyone happy. Isn't this a good one for all feminists? Right, says Sassy Garbage Can? Yeah. It really does. Bear passed around bowls of roasted hazelnut. Oh my god. Okay, he killed the mood. After the animals finished their teas and treats, Chickadee suggested they have a sing along. I'll start, she said, and you can join in. Soon all the animals were singing and tapping their feet. Beaver tapped his tail, Bear clapped his paws in time with the music. Then Fox pulled out his harmonica and began to play. Bear did a little jig in the middle of the room. Everyone cheered. Don't talk to me, just give me cookies. Yes. That's a garbage can, right? So everybody's having a good time dancing around. Bear, he's a good host. Would anyone like to dance with me? Asked Bear. Before long, the whole group was dancing. Round and round the den they went, swinging and swaying, whirling and twirling, bobbing and bouncing. This is so much fun, said Hare. I could dance forever, said Bear. Aw, they're all having a good time. Look at how happy they are. After many songs, the music slowed down and the dancing stopped. Bear saw that the lantern was burning low and the fire was almost out. He knew his party was ending. As the animals got ready to leave, Bear said, Thank you for coming. I hope you had a good time. Then he gave them each a gift, a jar of his own blackberry jam tied with a ribbon. I made it myself, he said. Aw, so he's going to leave them with a parting gift. They all get some homemade jam. This is a very sweet book, right? Sassy Garbage Can. That was a great party, said Fox. Thank you for inviting me, said Deer. I'd like to come back, said Beaver. Sleep well, said Squirrel. See you in the spring, said Hare. They're all leaving happy. Bellies full. Lots of fun. Squirrel deserves nothing, right? Got redeemed, huh? He needs redemption. Bear gave each one of them a big, furry hug. Come again, he said. Chickadee kissed Bear on his cheek. You are a good friend, she said. The animals wandered through the trees back to their own homes. Bear heard them humming as they went. Aw, Bear, he really did outdo himself. He looked out his window. The snow was falling quickly now. Soon the whole forest would be covered in a thick blanket of snow. There they all go. They're all going back to their homes. It's starting to snow. Bear put the dishes in the sink. He blew out the lantern and climbed into his bed. It's time to go to sleep, he said with a yawn. He pulled the quilt up to his chin and closed his eyes. As he drifted off, he gave a happy sigh. For Bear knew that when spring came and he woke up, he would have a forest full of friends. Aww! We love, I love this book. It's so good. He would have a forest full of friends. Look at how happy he is. The end. Bear's winter party. A really good way to end the life. A really good way to end the life. And you guys got 5 titles today. Yeah, very good one. Very heartwarming. Yes, Dee, I agree. Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a final vote. You guys did get 5 titles tonight. You guys did get 5 titles. We started out with Trouble at School, 1. Brush of the Gods, 2. The Missing Pairs, 3. If I Were, 4. And 5, Bear's Winter Party. I'm going to go with 5. Thank you. Yeah, oh, you're welcome, Tia. Thank you so much. I'm going to go with number 5. These 2 were the best ones. If I Were and Bear's Winter Party. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's take a vote. Sarah 4, Hannah 5, Julia 5. Hey Siri, set the timer for 1 minute. We exceeded our goal for tonight. We are at 68,000 likes. Baked beans and frankfurters 5. Excellent. Wild Faith 3 and 5. Maddie 5. Sassy Garbage Can. Me too, number 5, because that one. Sassy Garbage Can. Yeah, that was a good one. That one was a good way to end our books for tonight. Alrighty, friends. We're 26 minutes away, or 26 seconds away from our last tapathon. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. A couple of things. This Wednesday is Project Wednesday. For those of you who are new, please join the live. On Wednesday is the midway point between now and Halloween, so we will be having a themed Halloween project, as well as we'll be reading some Halloween books. Here are my socials. Instagram, follow me. On Substack, you can read my short stories. On YouTube, all of these lives get uploaded into YouTube, so you can have them as background noise. Or if you are suffering from insomnia, you can play them in the background. All of them are at Ed Martin 50GX. Okay, guys? All right. We will be back in 20 minutes. For those of you who are on the East Coast, if you are going to bed, have a good night. If you're going to be joining us later, we will see you soon. The West Coast feed starts in 20 minutes. Have a good night, everybody, and thank you for the 70,000 likes. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Oh, Alexa Hernandez, I appreciate that. Thank you.